Hello everyone, it's Haley. Welcome to another market prep vlog. I lost the first few minutes of footage of this video, so I'm going to fill you in on what's happening. As you may have seen about 2 videos ago, I painted my own safety eyes. So in this video, you'll get to see what I used those safety eyes on. The first project was a mushroom goblin, and I lost the first few minutes of that, but you'll get to see me finish that project as well as a light fury and some other plushies. So let's get on with the video. I'm trying to decide which ones to use for the goblin because that's the project I'm working on right now. They still have the things on. These are my favorites, I think. We're going to do a test. Here is the goblin in question. These I think are really pretty. I think I'm gonna use at least one of these pairs. I'm gonna use for the light fury. This I think matches perfectly with the spots and things, this one. But do I want a pop of red? No. Also, should I make the eyes like this or more like upturned like that? Because that's how she has them. But I like them to look kind of cross-eyed, I think. I think it's cuter like that. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have them cross-eyed. Did I do the right number of stitches apart? Just like, is it in a good spot? Because once you put these down, there's no going back. I don't have a safety eye tool, so I'm just gonna have to use my strength and hope for the best. I have 3 rows left, and I realized I was using the wrong hook for this. I was supposed to go up in hook size, and I mean, it's still kind of cute, but it's supposed to be more like this and floppy. Like, let me show you this one, how it's so floppy and it's not stiff. Of course, this is gonna be a different texture because it's chenille home slim and this is Bernat, but I can definitely tell that this is not right. So, time to frog. Hopefully all of that doesn't mess it up. I think it should be fine though because I didn't tie any knots or anything. But that is disappointing. I liked how it was looking. Sad times. Good thing this is Bernat though and not chenille, because this would be kind of impossible. This yarn would not be usable again. So if it was chenille, I'd probably just leave it. I wasn't liking the white spots with the white, so I might change the color of the spots. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm filming a reel. And it has been frogged. If you hear talking in the background, Hayden is also making a video. But see how much better this is? It's so much more flexible. It just looks more natural now instead of just being a little like cone hat. And I love it. First I wasn't so sure about the white dots, but I think it just ties it together. Now I just have to sew it on. Okay, he's done and I'm happy with how he turned out, except I didn't realize that there's dots here and dots here. Like when I put it on him, I was like, okay, yeah, that looks nice. And then I didn't realize until I was done sewing that it's matched. So does that look like cute like that? Or does it look weird? Should I make it this the front? I think I like it better if this was the front, but I don't want to unsew everything. Like, I sewed it down perfectly, which is very rare. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. But let me know for next time. For next time, I probably will not do it like that. I'd probably put them on maybe on this side, like reversed. It wasn't written in the pattern where to put them or anything. It was kind of just said to do it random, but I liked the idea of having 2 next to each other. So I think I just mirror it next time, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna weave in the ends. I just haven't yet because I was trying to decide if I should leave it. But I love his coloring. And I'll put him next to the first one I made with chenille. And I'm surprised that he is smaller because I'm pretty sure this is Bernat. And this is chenille home slim. And I think I used the same hook size. Maybe I used a bigger hook size for him, but I really like how he turned out, especially with the eyes. I think the eyes are really cool, and I'm proud of myself. It was super easy. So if you are interested in painting safety eyes, it's really easy. There's not much room to go wrong unless you somehow paint the front of the eye, but that's what these covers are for. Somehow I did still get it at the front, but if you get it while it's still wet, it should be fine, especially if you use like rubbing alcohol or something. I didn't need to do that, but I've heard that can be used. Just make sure to get it wiped off of the front before you cure it, because once it's cured, it's staying. So this is what I have done for today. This is still really bothering me, so I'm gonna leave this tail out, and in the morning, I still think I should change it, then I will. I just don't feel like doing that tonight. I think he turned out so cute. But I finally finished one project this week. Let me make a list of everything I should make. I've made a list somewhere, but who knows where that list has gone. So I'm going to start fresh and make a new one. I want to make at least one more beastie or goblin, because I want to have at least like 2 of each thing for the smaller things. And then I want to make a Cato the dragon, then a light fury. Let's look. Another little snuggler, so I think I'll do a bunny in white because I don't have many color options. Or I could do pink, that would be cute. Bunny snuggler. I feel like I have a lot of white things, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just stick with pink. I would really like to make another capybara. I'll write it on here, but I don't know if I have enough yarn. What else should I do? I think I'm good on ghosts. I'll bring some white yarn with me. If I sell any, then I can just restock. I do want to make some more Octos and Squids. I think I would like to have 12 Octos, so I would need to make 8 more, but that seems like a lot. Still, I'll put 8 Octos, and I'll probably make some at the market too. Same with Squids. Actually, for Squids, I might just make like 2 more Squids. Yeah, let's just do 2. Because I already have 3 axolotls. I think I'll make like 6 of them. I don't have a tiny basket for the axolotls, though. I'll figure it out. Let's just put it at 5 right now. I already have 1 bee that's a keychain. I'll put 4 bees. That way I can have 2 different options for the $5 things. Bees will be $5, axolotls will be $5, squids will be, what, like $15? Octos, $10. Capybaras, I think I was selling them for 25. I think they should just be like 20. I started selling those in New Zealand, so I don't remember the pricing. So probably like $20 for the capybaras. Capybaras, I said that weird. The bunny snuggler, I think was like 25? That sounds right. Light fury will be 35 or 40. 35 should be fine. Cato the dragon is like 70 or something like that. 65. I also need to look and see if the square prices have increased. I think Cato the dragon will be like $70 and the beasties will be 55 or 50. We'll see. I got time to figure it out. But I'll probably see you tomorrow making like a light fury or something. Yes, I'm wearing Christmas pajamas. It's really random in the middle of a crochet video, but I'm watching Sarah Caroli right now. I haven't really watched much of her channel, but the last couple days I've just been watching her videos. But she mentioned being close to a train station, and that just reminded me of New Zealand and Australia, how the public transport's really good. And oh, I just realized I'm not wearing my ring. I'll put that on in a second. But anyway, I really miss living near a city. And growing up, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a country girl. Like, I love living with a lot of land around me. I want to own a farm. But you know what? Like, I still love the like country and stuff. Rural areas. That word is just gross to me. It's hard to say. I don't know if I'd want to live in like New York City, but a city that's big enough that it has its own public transportation, like trains, buses, whatever, or that's, you could walk to everything. Here where I live, there's a couple places that you can walk to, but it's super hot outside, first of all, so it's not ideal. Like, I could walk to the grocery store if I wanted to, or I could walk to a coffee shop, but in New Zealand and Australia, you could ride a bus or a train hours away. I really miss that because I don't drive. I miss having that independence. Maybe I will venture out at some point. I have gone to the grocery store myself, and I have walked to like a restaurant by myself. Anyway, I just wanted to insert that tangent because I was watching Sarah Caroli, and the train in the background gave me some flashbacks. So comment if you live in a city, suburbs, rural area, and if you use public transport, drive or walk. That'd be interesting to know. Oh, I didn't update you. Let me update you. I wanted to show you these eyes in the daylight because they're so pretty. And they match really well with the blue and green hues. But also, I'm just gonna sew it in. I asked you guys through a short if it's weird that these dots are lined up together. And so far I've gotten people saying they didn't even notice, and people saying like, who's gonna care? No one's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I wish those dots weren't lined up. I think I'm just a perfectionist with my own things, because honestly, I probably wouldn't notice if it was someone else's little creation they made. I'd just be like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I don't think I would be like, ugh, why are those dots in the same spot? Or I might even be like, oh, that's kind of cool that they did it like that. I don't know. So I am gonna weave in these ends. I have very limited time and I don't want to waste my time sewing and unsewing. It would probably only take like 10 minutes, but I got a lot that I need to get done. So I'll see you when I start my next project, which will probably be the Light Fury. I'm about to start the Light Fury, and surprise, surprise, it's the same dilemma. What size hook do I use? I have decided a 5 is gonna be like my standard hook size. I know that's like a really common hook size to use, especially for chenille home slim, but for Bernat, I would usually size up to like 5.5 or 6. I'm gonna go back and look and see what I used for the little dragons, because I know those are supposed to be more like snugglers, so they're supposed to be a little floppy. Update, 5.5 for the dragons, the little dragons. What are they called? Diddy decks. And I'll show you the eyes. I'm gonna peel off the sticker. I think these are the eyes I'm gonna use. These are the same ones as my Goblin. Or should I use these? This is a better idea of what they look like. It's a hard decision. I'll figure it out at the end. I was thinking about using a darker color because I like the contrast, but I think Light Furies have light eyes, right? I don't know, my toothless inspiration, whatever that I have, his eyes are 2 different colors because that was all I had left when I was in New Zealand making him. And I would have liked his eyes to be green because I think that's what they are in the movie, but I couldn't do that. So he has a purple eye and a blue eye, which I think is still cool. I got some Ami sticks in New Zealand and I'm finally using them. This looks kind of morbid, but it was really helpful for these so I could line them up and see how they looked. I technically broke up a set. This one had 2 hedgehogs and this one had 2 flowers. And I didn't realize they were 2 different sizes, like lengths and thickness, but it still works. But I just wanted to update that. It's coming along really well. I don't remember where I last updated you on this, but I thought the eyes were gonna be way too big. Honestly, I still think they're too big, but it still works. I just need to know for next time to not order eyes between 20 millimeters for these dragons. I believe she uses 16 millimeters in the pattern, Jodie's Yarn on Etsy. I will link all the patterns below as always. But yeah, I think it still looks fine. And I love this color with the white. I'm so close to being done. I have the body, the head, and the fins. I accidentally made ears but I forgot that you don't need ears for this modification. It's gonna be so cute. I just have to make the legs. She actually kind of just looks like a ghost. It's kind of cool. A little ghosty dragon. Maybe someone will think of her as that. They're gonna be so cute together though. But I'm getting tired and I don't want to keep going with this right now. I mean, I want to have it finished. I just have to make the legs basically. So I think I'm gonna take a break and continue editing my video for this week. I'm wearing the same sweatshirt, but it is another day. So today's Thursday, 2 more days until my market. So that's exciting. I finished the life read last night and look how cute they are together. This is perfect. I don't think you can really notice the eye difference that much, and plus I don't think it really matters. I think I will sell these for 30 or 35 each. I'm not sure yet. I may just do 35 and then do a little sign that says 2 for 60. I like to go on Etsy and compare prices after I have calculated my own, and people are severely underselling themselves. The Goblin I did earlier this week, I saw like between $15 and $20 for it. And I was like, listen, like there's no way you should be only selling that for $15 to $20. It took me about 3 hours to make. And if you're charging yourself minimum wage, like $7.25 an hour, that would be almost $22. And then the materials too, like those safety eyes I bought. Well, I made those, but when you buy safety eyes online, it's like between $3 and $5, plus the yarn and the stuffing. Like, there's no way. So I think $50 is fair for that. These took, I think, 2.5 hours. It's between 2 hours and 30 minutes and 2 hours and 45 minutes. I probably will just round up to 3 to make it easier. It would be like $35 maybe. Probably a little over 35 if I round it up. So I think we're just gonna stick at 35. I also saw people charge like $15 for these on Etsy, and I'm like, again, 2.5 hours, 2 hours. Okay, these take longer than the just normal Diddy Dex dragons. Like I was saying, it comes with tiny horns and little ears that take way less time to make than these horns. And then these also have the tail fins when the other ones do not. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that. And then I have also done some Octos. I haven't stuffed them yet because I don't know how much stuffing I'm gonna need for Cato the dragon. Oh, I did finish these. I thought one of them I didn't finish the legs. I basically just made 2 of each of these. I will stuff them when I'm done with Cato the dragon, and I may need to pick up some more stuffing tomorrow, some polyfill. Right now I have 8 Octos. I want to make another purple one so I can have pairs of that. I like to make 2 of each color if I can. And then I want to make 2 turquoise ones, or teal. They're teal, not turquoise. The same color I used for the Goblin, the mushroom cap of it. And then once that's done, I will get started on the Goblin. No, Cato the dragon. Oh, also, there was someone new at work today and they also crochet, so I was really excited about that. But she does more clothing and blankets, and I've made a blanket, but that was finger knitting. I haven't crocheted a blanket before. And then I've done some clothing like here and there, like mostly for dolls. I think I've only made like 2 human pieces of human clothing. But I do want to make a sweater for the fall, or a blanket. But that's gonna have to be something I don't know. I'm not great with long projects. Like that Snorlax I made took several days and I had to push through. And a blanket, it would have to be a chunky blanket because I don't know. Remember that what was it called? Nessie that I was making? I'll have to continue that. I finally have the yarn for that again. If I can figure out what row I was on, I may have to start over. But I think I was 3 hours into that and barely got done with the head. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm gonna make those octos now. Okay, I actually did start one. Remember how I was saying that I thought that I left one unfinished? It was one of these teal ones. So I have finished 2 teal octos. I'm thinking of making one of each color angry. So I'll just show you an example. Just embroidering the eyes like that to make it angry, because I did that in New Zealand and people actually liked it. And I also did that with my chickens. It's kind of hard to do it with the speckled ones because it doesn't show up as well. But with the white chickens, embroidering eyebrows on them, that was, people really enjoyed that. People like when things look angry or look silly or look unique. So I'm trying to think of ways that I can add my own kind of flair to the basic things. Like lots of people make octos, lots of people make the chickens. So I'm trying to think of a way to make them stand out. I don't know if I will do that with these though. Maybe I'll do like a couple of them and see how it works. I'm just thinking about my display. I don't know how I would showcase the angry ones. Usually I have them stacked the similar colors on top of each other. So once I make another purple one, it'll be stacked like this so you can see the top, but it's kind of hard to see like that. So I might turn it upside down and do some like this and do the normal ones on the top and the angry ones on the bottom, maybe. Like pretend this is the table, I'll put them under here, or I'll have it this way. I'll figure it out. I remembered that I want to make squids too. I don't think this is enough for a squid. Maybe I could do like I did with, let me grab it. With this purple one, I ran out of purple yarn, so I made the tentacles gray and purple. Like this one's half gray, half purple with some fully gray and fully purple ones mixed in. So I may do that and get this Tutti Frutti, I think is what it's called. I think it would go well with this. So see how much I can make and then do that. But I'm honestly thinking this is not enough. So I'm sensing a game of yarn chicken in my near future. I for sure have enough of these two. I don't remember what this color is called, but they're both, I think they're both Big Twist Posh, but I want to make both of these into squids as well. I do want to save some of this for a mermaid and a beastie or goblin. I want to make one with a little skirt around it. That's what the first thing I thought of when I got this yarn. Also the purple. I thought I could make a purple beastie with this yarn around it, but I feel like this is gonna end up huge. Even though it's size 6 yarn, it's a lot bigger than Bernat. They're very similar. It's just this one's more fluffy, the Big Twist Posh. There's a wild beastie pattern that it looks similar to the goblins, but it has a little skirt around it, it has hair, and it has horns. It might have something else, but I think I'm gonna leave off the hair and just do horns and a skirt. I think that would be cute. I don't wanna make it too much work because then the price difference would vary a lot, and I want to keep the prices between the same items as similar as possible. Like for these, they're the same, and for the goblins, I want them to be the same. The squids, I made that mistake and used Premier Parfait Chunky when the other squids were Bernat, and there's a big difference, but it's okay. Big Twist Posh, is it still being sold or did that go away with Joann's? And I've heard that some of the Posh yarn is being sold at Michael's now, but whenever I go online, it's always sold out. So, because I do really like the colors of Big Twist, but I don't like the size of it. I do really like the size for Octos. I think it's the perfect size for Octos because you can get a bigger size for a cheaper price. Well, the customers can. I think I lost count. Okay, that was weird. I lost a stitch marker and I just found it. I think it just spawned out of nowhere. Does anyone else have that experience where you lose your stitch marker and then it just appears in a random spot? Because that happens pretty frequently. Really? This wasn't from the middle? I'm just gonna start all over because I don't want to deal with that. I now have 12 octos, which is perfect. That was my goal. I'm going to show you the size difference between the Posh and Bernat. See, Posh is bigger. That's why I'm concerned about making a Beastie or Goblin, because I already have one and I don't want the size to be too different. And you might be like, oh Haley, people won't notice that. They do, because I have, with my squids, I'll show you. This one is Premier Parfait Chunky. This one is Bernat Baby Blanket. And this one's obviously bigger. And I have gotten comments being like, why are they different sizes? So before you go in the comments saying no one will notice, they do. They do notice. So I want to avoid that with my other things, and I don't want to have to size, I don't want to have to increase the price because something is bigger. I really want to make more mushrooms and capybaras, but I'm out of yarn for both of those. I can usually make 2 capybaras with 1 skein of Premier Parfait Chunky, but I decided to make a mushroom with it for my friend who ordered one. So I don't know if there's going to be enough left for a capybara. I can obviously try that, but I'm going to wait till the end because I don't want to, I want to spend my time wisely, and I don't want to run out of yarn and then be like, oh, I could have made something else in this time. I think I'm gonna move on to the dragon, Cato the dragon, since I already have a plan for that and I know I'm gonna have enough yarn. For Cato the dragon, I am using this, I think it's like country blue or something like that from Chenille Home Slim. This is gonna be the body. I wanted to have a variegated yarn, but I don't think I have one that would go with this. So I'm going to use this Posh as the accent colors, and I think it's okay since they have different textures. I wanted some kind of visual contrast and interest, and this, I think having different textures will work for that. Also, I found this that I was going to use to make a moth, but I think I'm gonna use it with this and use this for horns and maybe the claws. Maybe just horns and then white for the claws. I'll figure that out at some point. But yes, this is the test to see if this is gonna be enough yarn. I don't think the body gets stuffed, just the head and the limbs. So it might be enough. Let's just get started with this. Oh, I did want to let you know that I have finished all of Sweet Beans Crochet's videos, and right now I'm watching, is it Nina or Nina? Nina Elaine Crochets is who I'm watching today, and I want to check out her website for some inspiration on pricing and websites because I want to make a website. I have an Etsy, but I'm thinking about just doing Square since that's what I use for my markets anyway. Her pricing is pretty similar to mine. Her chickens she sells for 15 and I sell mine for 15. Her octos she sells for 14 and mine are 10, but hers are a little bit bigger. And I still want to keep like $10 items. They take 20 minutes to make, so it's like, I'm fine with having them at $10. Oh, those are cute, the little mice. I've been wanting to make those, the mice with the long legs, especially for Christmas. Her blueberry cows are $80. I am surprised that people are actually charging themselves, like, good for her. Okay, so that makes me feel better about charging $55 for my goblins. Yeah, you know what? I will charge $55. I painted those eyes myself. I hand stitched everything. Everything on that is made by hand. I mean, I didn't form the eyes into plastic or whatever, but I did paint them. Is it plastic that they're made out of? You understand what I'm saying. She has some cute stuff. I love her cakes. And then she has the loaf cats, which I've been thinking about making those. I want to make some dogs and cats because I love dogs and cats. And I just haven't. I don't really make pets. I make rabbits. I've made a rabbit, 2 rabbits. Oh yeah, I did want to make a rabbit to go with my little duck back there. I think my main concern, like I said, is the dragon and the goblin. So I'm gonna make those first before I make anything else. Also, squids, but I just make squids with leftover yarn. I think 3 squids is okay to start with because sometimes they sell well, sometimes they don't. It depends on the market. But octos and chickens always sell well. Except for in New Zealand, chickens did not sell very well, which I was surprised about. But here in the United States, at least in Tennessee, chickens sold like hotcakes. Is that the phrase? Selling like hotcakes? When did that start? The phrase originated from the 17th century when cornmeal pancakes, hotcakes, that sounds so good, were sold in large numbers after church on Sundays, and they would sell out almost as fast as they were made. Interesting. I like to look up the meanings of phrases like that because I'm a very literal person, so I can understand what the phrase means, like sells like hotcakes or selling like hotcakes. It means that they're selling really fast. But having the original meaning helps a lot. So let me know if you knew that, or a phrase that you have heard that has an interesting meaning behind it. Enlighten us all in the comments. Hello, it is Friday, so my market is tomorrow. I wanted to update you before I start dinner. This is what I have so far. He's gonna be really cute. Cato the dragon. He's also gonna have horns. If you look at the eyes, the star is at the top, which I think they're supposed to be on the side like this, but I make my eyes more cross-eyed when most people do the top, like the colored part more at the bottom to give that like puppy dog look. But I like mine to be more cross-eyed. So I'm gonna have to take that into consideration when I paint my own eyes, which I guess is a good thing about painting your own eyes because you can make things be however you want. But I still think it looks cool, even though the stars might not be where the artist intended them to be. I don't mind the stars being like that. I think it's still cool. And plus, it's unique. And I was watching a video about finding your like signature things that you do that set you apart. I think I was talking about this, how a lot of people will make chickens and bees and little mushrooms, and there's a lot of similarities in amigurumi, and it's important as an artist to find something that sets you apart. And for a while I didn't know how I could do that. Like one of my crochet friends, she makes little like side smiley faces, which is really cute, and I was like, I don't know what I can do that sets me apart. But you know, even these little like cross-eyed eyes, or painting my eyes myself, adding a little blush if you want to. I do that on my ghosts. So there's just little things you can do that make you unique as an artist and that are true to yourself. And even you just making it will automatically do things differently than someone else. Like you might use a different sized hook or a different kind of yarn or little details and things like that. So I just wanted to talk about that. Also, it's been a long day at work. Well, not necessarily, it didn't feel long. It actually went by really fast, which was nice, but a physically demanding day. My arms are so sore. I don't know how I'm gonna crochet because I can barely lift my arms. I don't know how I got through work today. I was at the grocery store and I was like, I can't even like lift my, like doing that hurts. It's so sore, and it's like, it's close to the point where like you work out so much that it's like hurting. Like, I don't know how to explain, like it feels like your bones hurt, which is probably means I did too much, but it was my first day doing this new task that was very physically demanding. So hopefully I will be stronger next time and not be as sore. That just means I gotta incorporate more of this kind of motion to my, what are those machines that go like this? Like I need to do that. I don't have dumbbells, but there's a gym and I could use my tent weights. I've thought about doing that so I don't have to walk to the gym. But you know, I really do need to go to the gym because just walking outside and getting out of the house, I know I get out of the house for work, so I really just want to be home all day. But when I had no job, I was just staying at home all day, so it would have been a good excuse to get out of the house, but I just was lazy. So maybe I'll start going to the gym on my days off, or I guess day off. But that's really all I wanted to update you on for now, and then I plan on continuing Cato the Dragon after dinner, and yeah. I haven't crocheted since dinner. I literally just finished, but I just remembered I saw this video where you get a glass of water with a lemon in it and try to balance a coin on top. And I saw someone do that at their market, and I was considering doing that. Like that would be really cool, but also I don't have a jar I could use that with, and don't know if I want to go buy a jar for that. But it's a cool idea. And it's like if you can balance the lemon, you get a free plushie, so might try it. Surprise, surprise, I still haven't continued market prep, and it's a mess. It is a big old mess down here, back there, and this is a sneak peek to the, I guess this video will be after that video, but I went through and reacted to the first things I ever crocheted when I was like 11 or 12 years old. And if I look like I've been crying, it's because that was very sentimental to me, and I can't believe that that was like half of my life at that point. I was like 11 or 12 and now I'm 25. That's crazy. Now I'm actually gonna begin some market prep, and I actually need to work on the chickens and the axolotls because those have eyes that need to be glued on. Axolotls, actually, I can embroider the eyes, which I might do, but chickens for sure need eyes glued on, and I cannot do that at my market. So I'm going to finish up my chickens now, and then hopefully I'll have time to finish my dragon, because I think I made a list, but ideally I would have done tonight 5 chickens. I'm basically done with 3 of them. I just have to sew them closed and glue on the eye, and then I have 2 more to make from scratch. And then Cato the Dragon, this little guy, and I would really like to make a sea turtle, but maybe I can just make that at the market. I don't know. I'd like to make a sea turtle. I need to finish stuffing the Octos. I need to glue on the stems to the pumpkins. So that's something I definitely need to do tonight. This mess will be for another day because I'm not dealing with that right now. Oh, it's so bad. Like, it doesn't look very bad on camera, but there's a big bucket of doll clothes on the floor because I was trying to find them matching shirts. And it's craziness right now. So I might clean up my desk because I kind of need that. But that mess, that'll be after the market. Probably Sunday because I have things to do right after the market. But I'm sorry if you're annoyed that I am just having random updates and not crocheting this whole video, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'll be back. This is so weird. I'm working on my last chicken and this ad came up. It says perfectly imperfect, and it's like how to make friends, and it's so cringy and awkward. I think that's the point, is that even if you're awkward, you can make friends. But it's like, it seems so fake. And I don't know if it is, but it has a good lesson. Like, she's meeting all these people that she wouldn't have met if she wouldn't have gone outside of her comfort zone. And it's a lesson I need to learn because I have struggled with social anxiety and I'm scared of making a fool of myself. But opportunities don't come unless you do something about it. And most of the things that you want to do, you can do. You just have to put in the work to make connections and network, which is really scary. But that's giving me some motivation for tomorrow at my market. I'm in a new city. I'm going to see a bunch of strangers. Like, there might be 2 people there that I know because I told them about the event, but it's motivating me to talk to new people, make connections, and maybe I'll make some friends or something. I don't know, and I might not ever see these people again. I might actually, because I have another market there in December. But who cares if I make a fool of myself? Not everyone's gonna like me. But what if they do like me and I would have never known that if I didn't talk to them? Or what if I make a new friend, make a new hobby, like learn something new, have new opportunities? I would never know if I didn't speak up. And yeah, fear holds you back from opportunities and from your dreams. So do what's scared and ask the Lord for help. And my arm is really sore. But yeah, this is a really weird video, but I needed to see it. I don't know why I've watched all 8 minutes of it because it's so cringy and it's so weird. Like, she was in a coffee shop and she's like, hey, are you hiring? And they let her work on the spot. And this girl ordered, and the main girl in the video asked the girl ordering what her weekend plans were, and she said, I'm making candles. So then she's like, can I come? And she was like, sure. I'm pretty sure this is all scripted. But what if that happened in real life? If I asked someone what their weekend plans were, I would never ask a stranger to do it with them. But why not? Like, okay, it depends, because I'm not going to trust every stranger, but what if they're doing this community craft night that I never would have known about, or like some kind of event that I never would have known about, and be like, oh, is it okay if I go? Or maybe I'll go, or whatever. You know? Yeah. Okay, so I'm done with this chicken. With the crocheting part, at least, I just gotta step it. I think I did one too many rows. I definitely did. Wait, what? How? I don't know how that happened, but I'm gonna keep it as it is. I don't know if I should undo one row, because this is all I have left, and I wanted to make something with this. Did I switch hooks? I definitely switched hooks on accident. Well, then I have the perfect number. I was like, why is it not so much bigger than everything else? It's because I accidentally went down in hook size, so adding one row evened it out. Okay, well, it works out. If I'm seeming more awkward than usual, it's because it's like 10:30 at night and I'm tired. So after the chickens, I will make Cato the dragon, hopefully. Oh, I gotta stuff the Octos. Okay. Game plan adjusted. Sew on the little, what are they called? The combs onto the chickens. Stuff the Octos. Make Cato the dragon. I should make some axolotls so I don't have any $5 things. I know I don't really need to have $5 things, but I kind of want to. I may just bring them to work on there. I'm realizing that I can have a sea creature section. I already have squids and octos. I can add axolotls, and ducks aren't really sea creatures. They're aquatic, I guess. But I wanted to make more of these little ducks, which I can also just do there because they're really quick. Take maybe not even 20 minutes. I think it'd probably take 15. And oh, whales, that's what it was, whales. So I think I'm gonna save bees for next market and do, for my little items, do whales and chicks. Sounds like a good plan to me. I don't know if I have time to do all of that. I might just make like 1 or 2 more chicks. Maybe do like 3 of each thing. Yeah, that seems fine. And then I can see as I go what's selling well and focus my attention on those. And I'll just bring like, I'll bring yellow for sure in case I want to make more chicks. And then bring some colors that would work for anything. I mean, I guess you can make whales in any color. Axolotls technically can be made in any color, but I like to keep it mostly with the pink. Sometimes I'll do like blue or something because that's my favorite color and that's like my brand is dusty blue. Okay, putting in the eyes. Now I'll add the mouth. Wait a second. Do I have red? I'm sure I have some red acrylic yarn. I really like the texture difference with that. Hopefully. If not, there's not gonna be chickens at this market, sadly. I know you can't really see anything I'm doing, I'm sorry. All of my chickens look super derpy or angry, which I like. It makes me laugh and it's amusing. I'm not a fan of this hot glue gun. I have one that I think is the same brand, but it's better. I think it has like the narrow tip that makes it easier for smaller objects. Unless it's just because I was using toothpicks last time. That was probably it. But also it's a little bigger. I don't care if it's small, but also this one gets super, super hot. Like my other one would get hot, but I wouldn't get blisters from it being hot. This also has a high and low setting, so I moved it down to the low setting. Because you know, sometimes you just have to touch the hot glue. It's not ideal, but sometimes it has to happen. Hooray, I'm done with all of these Octos. I don't know if I can hold all of them at once, but here's a sneak peek. I also have this color. I'm so tired. What is it, like 11 o'clock? 11:10. And I really, really, really want to make this Cato the dragon. I also found this dinosaur that I started that I might as well finish because the hardest part is the legs, so why not? Already had that done. I just gotta figure out what size hook. Probably this. I'd have to find the pattern though and figure out what row I'm on. It looks like I'm on row 9 or 10. I think 10. I might just do this first, actually. If I keep doing this, I'm not gonna finish Cato. Can you tell, like, I'm struggling to keep my eyes open? And I think this usually takes like 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So I'm gonna save this for tomorrow. And I think tomorrow's just gonna be filled with tiny things. If I can do chicks, axolotls, and whales, I'll just do them at the market probably. Did this end not get woven in? I'm glad I noticed that. Oh, the chickens. I forgot about the chickens. Okay, well, I for sure need to do the chickens. The chickens are super easy to make. It's just like the details that kind of get boring. But at least the Octos are done. Another thing I can check off. I need to make sure I tag everything. So I'm gonna take out the tags. What are the things I need to bring? The tags, my tablecloth. So I'm gonna put them over here. What else? What else? I don't think I'm gonna make more squids. I found another one that I was keeping for sentimental reasons, but I'm just gonna get rid of it. There are 100 in here. I definitely don't have close to 100 items. How many items do I have? If I do the dinosaur, it'll be 37. That chick is 38. If I finish Cato, it'll be 39. This is not very many things. Like my first market, I had at least 50 things. If I make whales and tiny things like axolotls and stuff, I think I can get it up to 50. It doesn't matter. I've never sold out. I sold out of $5 items and chickens, but I've never sold out of all of my stock. So I should not be worried. If I do sell out, I'll make a few $100s and that'll be nice. I'm questioning if I should even bring this bee keychain. It's super cute, like I really like it, but I only have one and I can't make any more because I don't have any more of these. I could just make like little tiny bees, but I don't want to do that. Let me take a picture of it so I can have a reference. This is like the perfect bee. It's so cute. And I did make this pattern, but it has not been released because you can basically find patterns like this anywhere. But if you really want me to make a pattern, I could. But no one has asked for it yet, so I haven't made one because I'm like, I don't want to put up a pattern that so many people have already made. Chickens, that's what we're doing. I was looking for Chenille Home Slim in this color, in this mustard color. Well, I wasn't looking for it, I just assumed I didn't have it. So I used a smaller yarn that's probably like by Yarn Bee at Hobby Lobby. And after I finished embroidering all these chickens that have these tiny little beaks now, which it's fine, I found it. I still gotta find the red yarn. Huzzah, the red yarn has been found. Now, what I'm gonna, excuse me. Now what I'm gonna do is just, I guess, do 2 rounds of half double crochet, or 1 round of half double crochet and 1 round of single, something like that. I don't even remember how I do it, but this is an example of making something your own. A lot of the chickens I see, most of them I think use blanket yarn for the combs, but I, like I said, like to use, I can't think straight right now, acrylic. Chickens are done. They all look very perturbed, if that's the right word. Especially that one. He looks like he ate a bad something. But I like it. I don't always intend for them to look like that, but I do like them looking a little derpy at least. And I like making their faces all different so that they have their own little character. I'm just gonna hold them. One time I had a lady going through each one of them and saying, I know they're all different, so I want to pick out the right one. And I was like, I appreciate that because I put in work to make sure they're all unique. I'm going to tag what I do have and start packing. Now to decide how much to price everything, I should have brought my phone over here because I have prices for most things. Sorry, I'm not in frame. These Octos are for sure gonna be $10. I usually have a sign, but I don't have that because it was in with my market stuff. Then I don't know where it is, so I'm just going to write $10 for now and do this. And if I find a sign, awesome. If not, hopefully people will see this. If not, if it's not obvious enough, I may just have to individually tag them. But maybe people will see that. Chickens will probably sit up here. I'll do those next. They are 15. I might need a different Sharpie because this one is kind of thick. Well, this is a Bic permanent marker that I found at Six Flags. Was it Six Flags? Disney. I found it somewhere at an amusement park. I'll have 5 chickens, so I need 5 of these. In the past, if I have a lot of chickens, I have just tagged a few of them and hope people see the price. But since I only have 5 and I just want to make sure that the price is obvious. because some people get deterred because they can't see the price. I got these tags off of Amazon. These are very long. If you are curious, I'll link them. I don't have an Amazon storefront. I didn't have enough people shop my links, so Amazon was like, we're deleting your storefront. And I was like, okay. I'm just so tired. Physically, mentally, everything. I really need Cato to be done though. Like, I've been saying that this whole video and it may not be done in this video. So I'm sorry if you were so excited to see Cato the dragon. When I finish it, I will post it on my Instagram. So if you're watching this video and I end up not finishing Cato, it will be done by the time this video is up. It just may not make it into the video, but I'll likely show it in the video after this because I'm gonna end the video tonight and I don't know if I'll finish it tonight or if I'll be too tired. Also, I don't have bags, which I hope is okay. In New Zealand, nobody wanted bags. Everybody either brought their own or just wanted to carry it, so hopefully it's not a problem. Also, the bags that I usually use are out of stock. They don't exist anymore. Then for the squids, I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with the Octos and just do, I think 15. If I had, do I have tape? I don't think I have tape, but if I had tape, that'd be really nice. I could just tape it like that, but I don't think I have tape. Maybe I could just set it up in a way that it's like this. That might be able to work. We'll play around with it when we get there. Those are done. Now I gotta do all these individual things. That mushroom pup is $20. I'm just gonna mark it as 25 because they do take a little longer to make. That's what I was charging, and then I think at my last market I decreased the price because it was my last market in the United States before I moved to New Zealand. So the price actually should be like $25. These little threads are getting twisted. For my first market, I think, I went so extra. I cut off all of these, replaced them with my own threads, and then I designed, printed off, and cut out, and taped on care instructions and things, but like this time I don't have access to a printer. Also a good example about how hook size matters because I used a bigger hook. They're the same type of yarn, I think. The cap might be different on that one, but the bodies or stems or whatever are for sure the same yarn, but I used a smaller hook size for this, and I definitely should have used a smaller hook size. And I did use different sized eyes. I feel like my crochet used to be better. Maybe it's just because my hook size, I was trying to remember what hook size. Okay, dragons are gonna be 35. Should I make it 40? Oh, they took 3 hours. Plus the eyes. Ooh, maybe I should do 40. You know what, let's just do 40. And maybe someone will buy them. I can always drop the price later. I like writing the number 4. I used to really like writing the number 2, but the number 4 has been nice. I think I'm just gonna finish this up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more crafty and crochet market related content. Next week I have a market vlog planned, so stay tuned for that. And then I also have 2 more markets planned this year. There's also time for me to add more, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and stay creative.